the most influential urban radio talk show live from the BXNY.
Today we are discussing the situation where Africans in the Western world do not seek for higher aspiration. And with me here today is Tanya Nomaziko Zondi from Zimbabwe. She's an actress. Next to her is Glenn Anotovi, legendary broadcaster. And then we also have next to him Martin Petivo. So these panelists are here with me today to deliberate on the issue at hand that I find so passionate about in regards to why Africans in the diaspora do not seek for higher aspiration. I will start with Tanya Nomaziko. What is your take on this, please?
Like why Africans are not successfully... Why Africans are not successful?
Majority of Africans, not all Africans, but majority of Africans in the Western world are not seeking for higher aspiration. If I talk of higher aspiration, it's about why don't we find ourselves being doctors, being financiers, being engineers?
Actually, a lot of Africans in the diaspora are successful and they are seeking for higher aspirations. But it's just that it's very difficult when you come in a land that's not your home. It's like you start over from scratch. Like I know a lot of Africans who are qualified doctors and they come here and you find them being cleaning somebody's kitchen or working, washing dishes, because number one, they have difficulties when they come here. Sometimes they come here, they don't have papers. It's difficult, but it's not that they're not educated and it's not that they're not seeking high aspirations. It's just starting over in a new place can be very, very difficult. It's not easy.
I'm not cutting you short, but let's look at in the U.S. Let's limit ourselves in the U.S. You understand with me that U.S. is a land of opportunities.
Yes.
So what is stopping you as a land of opportunities? Why don't you seek for the opportunities and then to take advantage of those opportunities?
Like I said before, I do seek for opportunities, but it's not easy. It's not very easy as a foreigner to start over in this country. It's not very easy.
Somebody too can also say that is the mindset of the person or the individual, the people. Do you share the same sentiment?
No, I don't, because I know a lot of Africans who are really trying very hard to make it, and I know a lot of Africans here who are making it regardless of how difficult it is for them in this country.
Thank you very much. Let's move on to Mr. Clenham. You are a legendary broadcaster, so I think that you've been around for long, and you've been in this country for quite a long time. So you have insights in this. So you have insight in this issue. What is your take on this, please?
Well, I must say that thank you for having me on your show today.
You're welcome.
It's a very intriguing question. It goes both ways. I wouldn't say that Africans don't seek for higher aspirations.
Excuse me, let me help you. I said majority of Africans. I'm sorry. Majority of Africans.
Well, first, there are cross-cultural issues that affect us from our background. You're in another society, and my philosophy is that you can never be original unless you are in your place of origin. So, with that being said, when you come into a different system, you have to integrate. Now, for you to integrate into another system, sometimes it depends on who you come to live with to begin with. The first person you meet, how is that person doing? What is that person doing? And, in most cases, I can speak from experience that I had a very big issue because I was all the way up there in Ghana before I came here, came over here, and then realized that I couldn't get back into the field that I loved immediately. It was a process. The difficulty is the process because the idea people have is that you're here to look for money. What do you mean by going to school? So you end up in a school, and because the system is a system of that moves very fast, you have to pay bills consistently. If you're not careful, you get caught up in the vicious cycle of looking for money. You think that, well, school becomes a challenge, and aspiring for something else becomes a challenge. You're having pressures back home. They're pulling you back home, send money home, do this, do that. So it's like a vicious cycle, and it really takes a lot of focus. But it all depends on who you come to meet the first time. But I believe that if you're determined, some way, somehow, you can make it.
Thank you very much, Clenham. And then I'll still point you to you on where you said that, don't forget that Indians, they also form part of the ethnic minority in the Western world.
Okay.
But yet, Indians progress. They progress comparatively. So why do Indians, progress other than with Africans?
Well, go ahead.
I think the Indians, one thing about us Africans, we are not together. We are not together. Indians, they are so together. Like when you come here as an Indian person, there is already a society or some other Indian people who've been here before, who are ready for you, who are ready to show you the ropes. But us Africans, we are not together. We are so secretive. It's like when you are successful, you don't want to share it. You're like, oh, don't tell so and so, don't tell so and so. You want to keep things to yourself. You don't share. You don't share what you know already. It's like it's all about me. It's all about me. That's what I find in a lot of Africans.
When they make it. But
I feel like we need to be together. Like all of us here. I'm from Zimbabwe. You probably from Ghana. When you know something, you welcome me as your sister and you tell me like, okay, Tanya, this is how it's done. This is who you see. This is in so and so. But we're not really together, I think.
Clenham, you have any idea on that? You wanted to add something?
Well, I would say that Indians and other people, like Tanya just said, are more, united as a community. And opportunities as an immigrant is shared amongst, they share it among themselves. Besides, they invest in a lot of franchises. So that encourages you as someone who comes here. You are guaranteed a job already.
So they have a culture.
Yeah, it's like a closely knit community. You can't penetrate.
So why don't you also create ours? As you say, franchise, the white people have theirs, the Indians, as being the ethnic minority, have theirs. So why can't you also buy into that culture?
Well, it's going to take a while for us to buy into that culture because generally Africans have this me mentality.
As you say, individualism.
Right. Look up to me. I'm the only one who is doing this. And moreover, we don't take that risk of buying franchises. I've advised several people, and strangely enough, including African churches, on investing their funds into franchises, creating jobs for some members, and of course, using that kind of money to fund the church activities. And yet, they have this money, don't do that. A few years down the line, still putting pressure on members who can hardly ever make ends meet. So there's several factors.
We have recently cutting off Mr. Pettifor. Mr. Pettifor too is from Ghana, who has been in the U.S. in the last 2 years, and he had his own ambition from Ghana as a woodworker or a carpenter, and he has followed through that dream, and he's still making it here. And he's been a successful and a blessed guy. Mr. Pettifor, what do you have to say on that? Why? I'm not saying Africans, but majority of Africans are not seeking for higher aspiration.
Well, from my perspective, I believe life is progressive, and nothing comes by 24 hours. We need to give time. I believe that there's dignity in anything that you do. As long as you can be cleaning, you can be washing, you can be a lecturer, you can be a cop, you can be a U.S. Marine. There is dignity in everything. The most important thing is that you're able to pay your bills, and then you're not owing, and then everything that you're doing, you're paying whatever you need to pay. about we not becoming a kind of force to reckon with. I think it goes far back to where we're coming from. You know, in Africa, it's like if I like to say it in the vernacular, "Pesem kuminya," you know, it means I want to have it all by myself, and that has eaten into us and it's brought us back right into this country. I back home in Ghana, I was doing carpentry, right, and then again, I would like to say that most of us are here, and we're trying to do something that is not part of us. You know,
can you give
an example? I decided to be a carpenter at the age of 15 years. I decided to be a carpenter in the face of my friends who wanted to be lawyers, who wanted to be doctors, etc., etc. And they are doctors, they are lawyers today, but we all roll on the same page now because I wanted to be a carpenter and I focus all my energy into it. And today we sit down and we talk on the same platform. No one looks down with anybody because when you have the money, I have the money. You have the contact, I have the contact. How did that happen? Because I focused all my energy. I didn't allow nobody or nothing to distract me. I came to this country. I said I wanted to do carpentry, and I understand. I agree with my brother. And he made mention of something that when you come to a society, it's whom you live with or the kind of people you roll with. They determine your destiny. But you see, yes, they have the right to speak, but you also have the right to stick to whatever you want to do.
Mr. Pettifer, I'm not cutting you short. You mentioned time, but Africans have been here for over four decades. And comparatively, you have been here for over, just 2 years.
Yeah.
And you are working with a prestigious furniture company in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So are you using time as an excuse on behalf of Africans?
Back home in Ghana, there was this friend of mine this wealthy guy who called me once and said, "Martin, in life, you always need to be lucky. You must always desire to be lucky. You must always pray for luck."
So it's about a mindset.
Yes, you must be lucky because there are places that you go that you are just there at the right time, and then whatever is designed for somebody else is given to you. It's all about luck.
Okay, in wrapping up, I'll come back to you, Tanya. Tanya, you following your dreams, irrespective of the adversaries in this country. In relation to the opportunities. You are an actress and you are in a theater, right?
Yes.
But you're not settling for less. But here you are. Are you trying to tell us that the socio-economic conditions of African, should we remain in that other than trying to compete with our Asian brothers like Indians?
I think now, we are changing because of social media. I think we are more coming together because now I'm, hanging around with different Africans from different parts of Africa.
You'll be Zimbabwean, you mingle with the Ghanaians. Yes.
With Ghanaians, and we are talking. So, it's not all bad. I believe there's all progress.
So with that togetherness, we can come up with some ideas.
We can come up with ideas.
To
brainstorm and share and make each other better people. And a lot of Africans are doing it. People from Nigeria, I know people from Sierra Leone. I know people from Ivory Coast. I met them when I was doing the African parade. So we all came together to try and do that. So Africans are coming together. There are different organizations where different Africans from different parts of Africa are coming together. It's not all bad. I feel like we are making a progress because of social media. Africa is coming together.
And then do you think
we are now aware that we are trying. The world is trying to divide us, but we are now aware that as we get together, we are more powerful than anything else.
So do you think
share information?
And do you think the Africans too are buying into the relevance of education? That they going to school? More of them are going to school than before.
Africans have always been going to school.
In this country?
Yes.
Or in the in the
back
Western
home,
world?
when they come here, things are a little bit difficult. But I feel like Africans are more perseverant. They don't give up. They really go for it, regardless of the struggle that they're going through.
I'm not cutting you short. What is the way forward?
The way forward is to stand together, united, and to realize that when you are successful, I am successful. We help each other. We share information. We don't hide information. we share information.
Okay, I'm coming to you, Mr. Anasui. I mean, you are also chasing your dreams, irrespective, and I really admire you in that. As you say, you're a legend. Also, I mean, what is the way forward? Are you going to also buy into the relevance of education, and then you have anything to add on to it?
Well, education is important, whichever way you look at it. Home education, progressive education, traditional education. Education simply means learning. That's it.
You know what? But no, we now have a standard where the Western world are set, which is the Western education.
See, this is where I differ a little bit, because there are people who know a lot and don't understand anything. You can always tell me that, well, academics are extremely important. It's good to have a degree, or it's good to have this or that. That's a criteria that has been set. But there are people also who have the degrees and don't know what to do with them, are unemployed. So the issue here is that it's not about really acquiring an education or aspiring for greatness. It's just about focusing and being consistent in what you're doing. Because no matter what it is, even if you begin to strike on a wall, one day to crack open, you just have to be consistent. I'm a living example, pretty much. I never felt comfortable doing anything else. Always got fired from jobs. Never was accepted in any job. One, people felt intimidated by my presence alone. I've been called manager when I just started a job, you know.
Because of your size?
Are you the new manager here? No, maybe because of my personality. This is that's just the way it is. So I think that just be consistent in whatever it is that you're doing and strive for greatness. However small it is, strive for greatness. If you are, but the innovative aspect of it is that we are Africans and we are striving for greatness. Sometimes the color factor comes into the picture here, because even as an African within the United States, there are other black people in the United States who look down on us as Africans, even though we have the same skin color. So there are challenges here and there, but as my sister said, we are coming together.
Okay, we are moving on to Mr. Petigo. Mr. Petigo, what do you have to add on to this?
Oh, well, I believe education is very important. I will not substitute that for anything. But it depends on what you're doing. For example, see a lawyer, you need to be highly educated for you to represent a client or something in a court. In carpentering, I can talk briefly. There are sections that you don't really need too much conventional education, like I'm going to have your PhD in woodworks, etc., etc. It's about exposure, right? If you have the exposure and then you have the kind of people you work with. The guys who I've been working with for the past 2 years, they've been in the business for 40 years. So being with them is like being in university. You understand what I'm saying? So that is a unconventional education. By the end of the day, I'm able to pay my bills. I'm able to take care of my family. I'm able to set up my goals. I'm able to do whatever I want to do. As I was saying, anybody who wants to go to school, you want to be a lawyer, you want to be a soldier, you want to be whatever, and you think that is the requirement for you to get to wherever you have to do it. But on my take, well, it's about, I got a job, that was about a year ago. I gave my boss here we call it a resume. In Africa, we call it a CV, right? CV. And they said, Martin, look, you have a beautiful CV, man, but this is, excuse me, shit. You know what? I'm gonna put you on the bench for the next 24 hours. If what is in the CV corresponds to what you do on the bench, you have the job. And that's how some Americans look at our kind of education. It's, you see, knowing the thing is different from doing the thing. We have a lot of us who know they have an idea, but the question is that, can you do it?
Exactly.
You do have the can-do
and that brings the promotion. If you do it, you have the job. And then you are highly paid. That's it.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Viewers, I mean, we draw curtains on the program today where we discuss why Africans in the diaspora, majority of Africans in the diaspora are not seeking for a higher aspiration. Your host today is Jerry Amponsam. And those who join me here are Tanya Nomaziko Zondo from Zimbabwe, Clenam Anosi from Ghana, and also next to him is Martin Pettigo, also from Ghana. Thank you very much, lady and gentlemen.
Keeps me upbeat, keeps me going all day at work. I'm always listening to it and just keeps me in a good mood.
The most influential urban radio talk show live from the BXNY.
Hello, viewers. We welcome you to the program. And the issue we're discussing today is why majority of Africans in the Western world are not seeking for higher aspiration. And my guests here today who are going to help me to delve into this issue are Tanya Nomaziko Zondo from Zimbabwe. Next to her is Clenam Anosi, who is a legendary broadcaster from Ghana. And then also next to him is Martin Pettigo, also from Ghana, who is a professional carpenter and then working with a prestigious company in the New Jersey. Thank you.